Early 2000s, New York City, indie rock, leather jackets, skinny jeans, vintage tees. What band am I talking about? One of my favorite bands of all time, the one and only, The Strokes. I'm so excited for this episode. I've never been so excited to record an episode like this one.
Me too.
Like, actually, The Strokes is one of our favorite bands of all time. And well, we're going to take it back to the beginning.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about the Strokes, but let's talk about their formation first. So we're gonna have to go back all the way to the early 1990s,
Mm
specifically to Manhattan in New York City.
hmm. Mm hmm.
That's where Julian Casablancas, the lead singer, and Nick Valenci, one of the two guitarists, met. They met in school and they bonded over their mutual love for 70s bands like the Velvet Underground, the Ramones, television, and they basically became friends. Then in the mid 90s, Julian Casablancas went to study abroad to Switzerland, and that's where he met Albert Hammond Jr. And they too bonded over their love of music and guitars. And yeah, Julian would go back to New York City. And then in the late 90s, he and Nick Valenci would decide that they wanted to start the band. That's when Fabrizio Moretti, the drummer, joined.
Fab.
He was in the same school as them as well.
Mm hmm.
Then Nikolai Freiture, the bass player, he was a friend of Julian's. He joined as well. And the lineup was complete in 1998 when Albert Hammond Jr. moved from LA to New York City. He reconnected with Julian and he joined as a second guitarist.
And the rest is history. Funny story, I read that in their first band practice, like, they were all these Manhattan kids with their skinny jeans, their vintage tees, and then Albert Hammond, like coming from LA, he just went to practice and he was all suited up. But
Of course.
but it still worked, and since that practice they knew that it was something that
Yeah.
this was gonna be something
They were
big.
like a perfect fit, right?
Yeah, well, they were a perfect fit.
Yeah, and that's when they became the Strokes basically
Hmm.
when he joined and they started making a name for themselves in the rock scene in downtown New York.
Hmm.
This was in 1999, 2000s, and even since then they have their distinct sound,
Hmm.
which is like this raw garage rock inspired in the 70s bands like Velvet Underground and the Ramones,
Hmm.
but they gave it like this modern edge.
Yeah, it's so edgy.
Yeah, and they also have like you said it. They even brought back like the leather jackets.
Yeah, no, they had their own style, their own aesthetic, like the leather jacket, the vintage tees, the boots. No, they
Yeah,
were something else.
it's
And
like I'm cool and I'm not even trying.
look,
But
I'm gonna say something before we keep going in this episode. Julian Casablancas for me is the coolest frontman ever. Like,
yeah,
that guy is cool, and I know he's was cool since he was born. Like,
yeah,
like he's so cool. He's so funny. He doesn't care. He's himself, and I respect that so much, and that's why I love him so much. He's one of my favorite frontmans of all time.
yeah. Even like the detached, like indifferent way he sings.
Yeah.
Like he's telling you, I'm cool.
Like, sometimes you don't even like understand what he's
Yeah,
saying.
I'm not even trying.
Like, he's not even trying, but he's himself,
Yeah,
and I love him. I know you love
I
him
love him
too.
too.
I
He's the
mean,
best.
can't you see our jerseys? Is this a little too much for a little Strokes episode?
No, I don't think so.
Never. It's never. But do you want to go to the first album?
Yeah, well, before talking about the first album, I do want to talk about their first EP.
Oh yeah.
It was a Modern Age EP.
Mm-hmm.
They released it in early 2001.
Yeah.
It did get attention in the US, but it actually got major buzz over in the UK.
That's crazy.
So magazines like Enemy and other publications
Mm-hmm.
started to create a lot of hype around the Strokes. They really liked them and they created again this like hype around the release of their LP, which was coming later that
Yeah.
year. So they actually became famous. If we're talking countrywide, they became famous in the UK before they became famous in the US.
That's so funny
Yeah,
actually.
like with them being from New York City, but
Yeah, but I read somewhere that like actually like they always wanted to play in the Lounge, and that they did. They had a residency there, and their manager was actually from Mercury Lounge
mhm.
too.
Yeah.
and he sent that EP to a lot of clubs in the UK and a lot of labels,
Okay.
and that's how the buzz over there started.
Okay, that explains it.
Yeah, that explains a lot, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, later that year in 2001, they released "Is This It," and
And
that was their first album.
we're gonna start with Is This It? Is This It? What can I say about this album? In my opinion, the best debut album ever released. It's so, so good. It has this sound that you feel like you're in the same room and in the studio with them.
Yeah.
Like whenever you play it, you feel like you're in the studio with them. It's so raw, so
Hmm.
so cool. The guitars, like it's out of this world. It's awesome.
And that's like that raw sound that you talk about,
Uh-huh.
like garage rock, was so in contrast with what mainstream rock was back then.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about 2001, what was sounding in the radio, we were talking about like heavily studio polished post grunge bands like Creed
Mm-hmm.
or Nickelback,
Yeah.
and then you get the Strokes with
Yeah.
this like old school approach, like the raw guitars, the riffs. They brought like the outfits,
Yeah.
even the way that Julian sings is like reminiscent of the Lou Reed's style with the Velvet Underground,
I agree.
like uninformal, detached. Um, yeah, and again, they did give a modern edge to
Mm-hmm.
that sound with especially the guitar interplay
Mm-hmm. No,
between.
that's like my favorite Strokes thing.
Yeah, it's so like sharp, it's catchy,
Mm-hmm.
smart. They like bounce off each other. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you feel the
No,
same way.
it's like if they're like almost like fighting of who's better, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's like this riff off, like a riff off, you know?
Yes, yes.
And I mean, this album, as I said already, debut, like imagine this being your debut album. It's honestly, it's rock. It's simple,
Mm-hmm.
but it's rock and it's
Yeah.
like it's easy, like for your ears.
Mm-hmm. Straightforward.
Straightforward, like it's amazing.
Yeah.
And the songs in this album, like honestly, for it to be the first album in your catalog,
Uh-huh.
like it's insane. And
What are your favorite songs?
ah, I love Hard to Explain.
Mm-hmm.
I love Is This It? I love
Yeah.
Someday. I love The Modern Age.
Me
I
too.
love
Barely
Barely
Legal.
Legal.
The first. You remember when we played that song?
Yeah, we learned Barely Legal in guitar. Who was I, Albert, and you?
I don't.
I have no
I
idea
don't
actually.
remember, but it was
The-
probably the best
It was
song we played together, or
facts. Yeah, that was like the yeah because we just felt
that was
the
peak.
you just felt the vibe, you know.
You know, I always forget that when I think about the hits in this album, I always think someday, but
Hmm.
I always forget last night.
Oh, I forgot about that
Yeah,
banger, but it's
what a
so
song.
good. And honestly, this era for me, like I love watching YouTube videos, but watching like this era, like the $2 bill concert from MTV, one of my favorite
Hmm.
YouTube videos ever. And you feel like if you look at that video and you listen to this album, it's insane how they sound exactly the same.
Yeah,
And when a band does that, you know it's for real. Like they weren't trying to do this experimentation in the like
studio.
in the studio like with the production. No, it was them with their guitars,
Yeah,
the drums,
we
period.
want this to sound like we want the record and the songs to sound
Mm-hmm.
like we sound when we play live. So that's a contrast between them and the bands that
Yeah,
were releasing songs in mainstream rock
yeah,
in
I
that time.
100% agree.
I remember listening to this album for the first time.
Yeah.
It was like one of the first two or three, the first, second, or third record. I don't remember. No, it wasn't the first. It was like
Mm-hmm.
second or third record that made me fall in love with music. And it was like 10, 15 years after its release.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember feeling like so cool. Like, oh my God, this music, like it's like suits like coolness. And I don't know. I know that a lot of people felt the same because a lot of bands have said that they were inspired by the Strokes. Like you have Arctic Monkeys,
Mm-hmm.
they have said it, and other bands from the time like Franz Ferdinand or the Libertines.
The Killers.
Yeah, the Killers.
And actually, I once saw in an interview that Brandon Flowers said
Uh huh.
that the first time that he listened to Is This It, they were doing Hot Fuzz
Hmm.
and they listened to this album completely. And after that, they threw Hot Fuzz away, but kept Mr. Brightside
Okay, good
because it was
decision.
he thought it wasn't good enough. Like, is this it? Like, he
Yeah.
got so much inspiration from it. And I mean,
Wow.
Hot Fuzz ended up being an amazing album too, an indie rock staple. This album, actually, talking of indie rock staples,
Hmm.
opened the doors for so many indie rock bands that wouldn't have been today. Like, as you said, Arctic Monkeys. Alex Turner himself said that he just wanted to be one of the Strokes. Like, this album, love it or hate it, you have to admit it. It was an
It paves the
explosion.
way for the 2000s indie rock
Yeah,
scene.
period.
Yeah.
And honestly, no other album could have done it
Yeah,
better.
for me, it's also my favorite debut album of all time.
Yeah.
And the rise to fame was like meteoric, like in a
Hmm.
few months, and they became international sensations. And yeah, I just love it too.
We can talk about this album for hours, but
For hours.
I think it's time we go to the
Okay,
next one.
let's go to the next one.
I'm actually I know you're excited for the next one too.
Yes,
Look, guys,
let's go.
this album, it's the first album I ever fell in love with. It's Room on Fire. Like, like, I cannot even I don't even know how to explain how I feel about this album, but I just
It's hard to explain.
it's hard to explain, no pun intended. But it's so good. Like, this album for me, it's not only my favorite Strokes album, it's one of my top 5 albums of all time.
Hmm.
Like, it's up there.
Yeah,
It has so many bangers, and just to think about how they did it in
it's
2 months. 2
it's
months.
crazy. Okay, yeah, they were under like a ton of pressure
Mhm.
from the labels. Well, not the labels, the label,
Uh-huh.
RCA was their label, the media,
Uh-huh.
the fans to release like
Everyone.
the next Is This It? Because I think everyone was just so excited when Is This It came out. Like they felt like they were like living something important for music
Mhm.
and they just wanted that next Is This It? So these poor guys had just like a few months to write it and record it. They were under a ton of pressure. And I think what's really special from this album is that you can tell that there was like pressure because when you listen to the songs, they almost sound like urgent, right? They
No,
have this
they're
urgency.
no, like, like, it feels like if they're in a rush.
Yeah, like
Like they're in a rush, and like Julian's vocals in this album, they are so like he feels like he not anger, but like he like that urgency, like you can
yes.
feel it in his voice, in the sound of the guitars and the
Hmm.
drums, like it's all there.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever want to feel a rush, you can just put Room on
Listen to
Fire
it.
on.
Yeah.
And honestly, this album, amazing. Don't even ask me about my favorite songs because
It's hard.
it changes every single month.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, people say, or even themselves have said, if we would have had more time to do
Hmm.
this album, it would have been better. But I don't believe
No
that.
way.
There's no
There-
way this album is as perfect as it is,
Yes.
because you can feel their emotions through it. You
Hmm.
can feel the urgency, and no other album gives you this type of rush. What are your favorite songs from now?
Oof.
I know I told you not to ask
It's
me.
very hard. I would say Automatic Stop is my favorite song. It's tied with another Stroke song we're gonna talk about later as my favorite The Strokes
Hmm.
song. And I also love Whatever Happened.
Oh, that song is out of this
Yes.
world.
And you have Reptilia, of course. I think, do you think Reptilia is like the most famous Strokes
Oh,
most song?
easily. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
if yeah, like,
Uh,
you have to know it even though if you don't like the Strokes. That I actually once read on Reddit, somebody commented on a post, if you don't like the Strokes, it's because you haven't listened to their full discography
yeah.
and you haven't found a song for yourself, because there's a Stroke song for everyone. But I love from this Reptilia, yes, going
Mhm.
back to your question, I know it's their most famous song
Yeah.
for a reason. It's good. It's very good. It's not it's not even in my top 10 favorite songs,
Me
honestly,
neither.
but it's a great song. And
Probably not even in my top 5
no,
for
yeah.
this album.
No, I love from this album 1251
Mhm.
and 1251. I love the riff in the beginning. I
Yeah.
love how the song, it's like this riff, like the whole song. It's just so good.
No,
It's
you're talking about the riffs, and this album still has like that raw guitar approach from the first album, but it became, like you said, a bit louder. Like
yeah.
riffs are more like powerful,
Mm-hmm.
and the tempo became quicker as well. Like 12:51, Meet Me
Yeah.
in the Bathroom. I think is also like
Hey
this.
man, that's
Yeah,
what
like
he
fast
like.
song.
He's screaming,
Uh
you
huh.
know, and also,
What about Between Love and Hate?
oh, don't even mention that song to me. Well, we were lucky enough to go to the Strokes concert after the pandemic, and well, we went to Mexico City to see them in concert in the same jerseys we're wearing right now. It
Yeah.
was super hot, but we said like we don't care. We're going in our in our
Yeah.
Strokes jerseys. And for me, that concert has been the best concert I've ever gone in my life. Like talking about energy, talking about loudness, talking about that rush. This concert gave us exactly that.
Yes.
Like I had never jumped so much in my life, scrammed so much in my life. Like it was insane.
Hmm.
So many people in the same room, like their hearts beating at the same time. It was crazy.
And I think they felt it like the Strokes. Like,
No, the Strokes felt it a
yeah,
hundred
they were
percent.
like so energetic that day.
Yeah, they because we've seen them. I've seen them 3 times. I
Yeah.
think you've seen them too. But this concert was like nothing else. Like
Hmm.
this was a crazy concert. Not to get that deep into it, that it can be a story for another day. But we were lucky enough to listen to Between Love and Hate. That moment the beat went off. My brother and I looked at each other in the eyes and we just started screaming and jumping and
Yeah.
everybody around us was like, what is going on? But
Because we were obsessed. I mean, we've been obsessed with every single song in this album, but we had just been obsessed with that song like exactly like those weeks.
yeah, and I think we probably said like, oh, like it's not on the set list.
Yeah,
Like imagine,
they hadn't played in I don't know how many
I
years,
think like in 10 years, they
something
hadn't
like
played
that.
in like 10 years, and we were lucky enough to hear it live. And like not only lucky enough to hear it live, we were
Oh
lucky
yeah.
enough to meet them
Ha,
in the airport
no,
in the same flight, 2 rows in front of us.
I was
And
so embarrassed.
honestly, it was so embarrassing, and it was my fault. My brother was in the restroom. He was coming out of the restroom, and at the same time, we saw them, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and we looked at them again, and then we just slowly started like walking towards them. And I don't know what happened to me. I am honestly that kind of person that doesn't like to bother famous people.
Hmm.
But I mean, we had just come to their concert. We were like wearing I was wearing a bracelet of the Strokes. So I just I think I went up to Fab. Do you remember
Yeah,
which
I think it
I
was Fab. I think it
I
was
went
Fab.
up to Fab. I touched his elbow and I
Oh my
just
god,
pointed at my at my
it
bracelet, about my Strokes
it
bracelet.
was so awkward.
And I couldn't move. I was just like I was showing him my bracelet. My brother was like, "What are you doing? Speak!" And my brother just said like, "You guys had like we went to your show. It was great. Like, thank you for everything." And we got in the same flight as them, and
Yeah,
we went. We were going to a concert. We were
yeah, we were going through another of the
yeah, we
Strokes
were going
concert.
to the festival to a festival to see them. So we were in Mexico City to see them. We went to Mexico City to see them on a Friday, grabbed a plane on Saturday to go see them to a festival, met them in the plane. They were like 3 rows in front of us, and then saw them at the festival. Oh, it was the perfect
Yes, it was
Strokes
something
weekend.
else.
It was something else. And honestly, I could not believe it.
I couldn't either.
And that's still one of the
And
best weekends of my life. And that festival didn't disappoint at
no,
all either.
and it was a bad decision to go and see them twice as
Yeah,
well.
I 100% agree. Like people who don't understand why you go to the same concert of the same artist. Well,
Hmm.
I went to see the same artist twice the same weekend, and it was the best weekend of my life, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it. But yeah, Julian live is out of this. Like the Strokes live, like let's just give it a pause right now. They sound the same as the studio.
Yes.
Like it's insane. Like no, like that has not happened to me as much, that I
Hmm.
see a band in concert and I feel like if I'm listening to them in my headphones.
Yes.
And Julian is so iconic with his leather jacket, throwing himself to the floor. They even sang this version of what song was
No,
it?
he did like this improv,
Uh huh.
like in between songs. He just started doing this weird improv, which was great. I actually have it in my phone, and I listen to it every once in a while. But I don't remember like the track
Mhm.
was the track from one of their songs, but he
Yeah,
sang
it
something
was, but I
completely
forgot.
different.
Yeah, and
We're gonna get back to you.
yeah, we're gonna get back to that. But yeah, this album, honestly, I love it. I love this album. Like it's just I can't win. The end has no way. The end has no end.
Under control.
Under control. Like honestly, another album I can talk about for hours. And before we can get into the next album, I want to talk about how they would grind. Like
Hmm.
the Strokes, they're where they are because they grinded. In a lapse of I think it was 2 years, they did more than 200 shows,
Wow.
and at the same time writing music. Like like Julian had an objective in his head,
Hmm.
and he made it happen.
Yes.
And there's actually a story about while they were they had already finished Room on Fire, and Julian went to his friend's house. I mean, it was just a chill night. They were with some girls, and they thought it was gonna be a fun, relaxed night, something they hadn't done in years, right? And Julian had this boombox, and in the boombox, he started to play Room on Fire on repeat, and he was just saying to himself, like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Like he was just so stressed, like
He's such a perfectionist.
perfectionist. And I respect that. I
Yeah.
respect when artists do that, and I respect not only Julian but the whole band. They're all icons after all.
No, and it's great that you mention it because a lot of people, after they became famous, just to get it like in the tabloids or whatever, you would read that they were like nepo babies
Mhm.
and that like they're only there because of I don't know whose dad. Like, guys, the talent is there.
Uh-huh.
The grind was there. It doesn't matter if they had like comfortable upbringings. The talent is so clear that it was gonna make it big.
Oh, yeah,
They were
100%.
gonna make it.
They were gonna make it. They made it, and honestly, I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
And honestly, for me, as I said already, this album for me is like the big cousin of Is This It? It's like the same vibes. Like they're still talking about the same things.
Hmm.
And something about these two albums, Is This It and Room on Fire, for me, it's almost feels like falling in love in New York City. New York City is my
Yeah.
favorite city in the world. And every time I listen to the Strokes, they take me back to those moments, and they just make me want to go back,
Yeah.
as I said already, to those early 2000s, falling in love in New York City, listening to these songs in your headphones. And anyone who has been part of this era, living in New York City, I envy you, and I will always envy you. I want you to know that.
FOMO.
But envy of the good, not of the
Yeah.
bad. But yeah, anything else you want to say about our favorite album of the Strokes?
Yeah. I mean, I think again we agree. Both, both of us. It's our favorite The Strokes album.
Hmm.
And yeah, I really can't believe some people think that it could be better. I think also some people like criticized it back then for being similar to the first album.
Yeah, I saw that in, yeah. But I mean, honestly, if the formula's working, why are you
And
gonna
I mean,
change
it's
it?
they created that formula. It's not
Yeah,
like
like it's
they're
their formula. Like it's the Strokes. It's their aesthetic. Like
yeah.
before aesthetics existed, or this brand marketing,
Uh huh.
like
Yes.
the
Yes.
Strokes made themselves the first.
Hmm.
They made their own. They made their own brand before brand marketing for bands started.
Yeah. Before it existed.
Like it was an aesthetic.
No, it's something else.
And just it was that indie rock like aesthetic. They
Yeah.
started it. They were the pioneers. I don't care. Cancel me if you want. But honestly, for me, No Strokes album is a bad album. I love all of them. And this little run they had, it did
Oof.
not end there.
No.
Because after that, we have another banger album, First Impressions of Earth, released in 2006.
I can't believe that they released Is This It? Room on Fire and First Impressions in a 5 year span.
And how can you have so much creativity and so much talent
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
release three like crazy albums, because they're amazing.
They're amazing.
This album has so many bangers.
So many. I do want to give a lot of background on how this album was recorded.
Mhm.
So for the first two albums, Julian was like the creative leader and
Mhm.
he basically wrote the lyrics and he created the song structures, and then every other member just wrote like their own parts,
Mm-hmm.
like the drum part, the guitar part, or whatever. But for this album, their third album, the rest of the members wanted to participate more,
Valid, honestly.
and this created started to create a bit of tension,
Mm-hmm.
because when you have one leader, maybe the others don't like it or whatever, but you're all working to to the same goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you work fast. But now this all changed. Like everyone wanted to contribute something, and I think that this translated into the album being a lot longer than the other albums,
Mm-hmm.
with a lot longer songs as well, because each member wanted to put like something,
See, a
right?
little, like a little piece of the puzzle.
And I also think that this tension also like translated into the songs.
Oh, a
So
100%.
like you have some songs that are honestly they're kind of like almost aggressive,
Yeah.
like Heart in a Cage,
Oh,
Juice Box,
uh-huh.
great songs.
Oh, crazy songs. They're
Yeah.
so good. But I get what you say. Like they're explosive.
Yes.
Like they're an explosion. Like imagine in the studio, just like
Hmm.
them playing them, like feeling this,
Feeling it.
like yeah, like feeling this, like wanting to be part of. Like
Hmm.
you can feel it in the
And
lyrics.
Julian like singing with more emotion.
Yeah, for
Fear of
sure.
Sleep is another one where
Yeah, like it's
like
like I don't even know how to say it, but
but
yeah.
you also see like they did go a bit away from that garage rock
Mm-hmm.
sound from the first two albums,
Yeah.
probably intentionally because they were tired of like the pressure of just do the same thing again.
Yeah.
And they also have like slower songs. I mean, not slower,
Yeah.
not very slow, but slower than what they did in Room on Fire. Like
Uh-huh.
Ask Me Anything, 15 Minutes, and you started singing different types of melodies than before. And yeah, I think that's due to that input from the other band members.
Just looking at this like track list, like it's so good.
It's out of this
And
world.
honestly, like there's this song, the song Electricity Escape. It's actually like a joke for me because when I first saw them in concert, I did not know like the song.
Hmm.
But then I was like, okay, yeah, not it's fine. Like I don't know it. Then I went to the second concert and I went prepared because I was determined like to learn it. And honestly, it was so good, and they play it so well live,
Hmm.
and they love to play
Yeah,
it.
they love to
They
play
love
it.
to play a lot of songs in this
They
album.
love playing this album, which I actually love. I'm sorry.
So, yeah,
No,
like it's fine, you
because
know.
no, this album is polarizing.
Mhm.
Probably, it's probably the most polarizing album, tied with another one that we're going
Mhm.
to talk after. But some people love it. Some people hate it. Not hate it because I mean, if you're a Strokes fans, you
Mhm.
love all their albums.
Of course.
But a lot of people say it's their worst album, and
I
I
don't
don't
agree.
really agree.
Nah, me either.
I love it, and if I was going to do like a top 10 Strokes songs, at least two or three of these songs would be in
Oh,
my top 10.
facts. And Red Light.
Ooh, Red Light.
Red Light is such a great song.
Great
I feel
song.
like it's so underrated.
So
But
underrated.
Red Light is one of my favorite songs of The Strokes. And You Only Live Once,
Mm.
honestly, iconic.
It gets the love it
It gets
deserves.
the love it deserves. I love that song.
Razor Blade.
Raise oh
I
that
think that's
razor
a top five
blade.
Stroke song for me. I
No,
love it.
valid,
Love it
honestly.
so much.
But honestly, like I'm sorry, but I want to keep talking about You Only Live Once.
Uh huh.
It's so fun. Like it puts you in a good mood. It makes you feel
Hmm.
something that you're not even feeling at the moment.
Yes.
Like it gives you that push to the title says it, like you only live once. But
Uh huh.
like they just it's because I'm honestly obsessed with the Strokes.
They're so cool.
Like the Strokes is a top three band for me. But like their story, their everything, like it just gets me excited to read the track list and just
Hmm.
find the songs. Like it's so good.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna be excited the whole episode, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm just really pumped. But the aesthetic of this album was so cool too. It was
Hmm.
still the classic Julian with the leather. I mean, that aesthetic it's still there, right?
Uh huh.
But I feel like it's amazing in this run of three albums.
Can't believe they
So
did
many
it.
hits, so many hits. Like these three albums has huge hits,
So many great songs.
and it's just so good. Like Killing Lies, Fear of
Yeah.
Sleep, Juice Box.
Vision of Division. I
Yeah,
think like we're just reading like the whole
yeah,
track
because
list
we
of all the albums we
but
go
because
love.
we love it. I think we should stop. No, I'm kidding. No, but we love them. Juice Box Live is one of the best songs
Mm-hmm.
I've ever seen live in concert. Like
Yes.
everybody went
Crazy.
crazy, crazy, and everybody was singing like the intro,
Yeah.
like they were like, like I don't know how to explain it,
Yeah, like the melody. They
like
were
the
singing the
melody,
melody.
like that,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like they
And
were
then the
just,
chorus, why don't you come over
"Ah,
here?
no, yeah, don't you got no out of this world."
No, I'm sure that tension must have permeated to the songs.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think they're also like more dramatic
Mm-hmm.
than what had came before. Like still cool, but the first two albums are like I'm cool. I'm a cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm chill. Like the first album is like you're playing in your garage with your
Uh-huh.
friends. The second album you're still playing in a garage with your friends, but
Mm-hmm.
like with neon lights.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But this was more like I don't know, like it was different. Like I think they opened the garage door. They
They opened the garage door and went to therapy. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. But they actually like the Strokes.
no, there's so much. There's so
The
much about this album. It's great,
the
and
Strokes. Yeah.
really can't believe. Again, I think this is the third time I say it.
You also feel like they're more mature
Yes.
in this album. Like it feels
Mm-hmm.
more mature, more, as you said, I want to be part of it. Mature, no, mature but angry. When you're
Yes.
like now you think through a little bit and you feel more. I feel like the first two maybe they were a little more careless,
Mm-hmm.
and in this one you're like okay, like maturing.
Yeah, and they like maybe they got the confidence after two hits to kind of change the formula a bit. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's still like guitar driven rock,
Uh huh.
but I mean it is different from the first two albums are a lot more similar
Mm-hmm.
than this album with like Room on Fire
Mm-hmm.
or whatever.
But yeah, guys,
What
honestly,
album?
another I can talk about every single. Maybe we should have done an episode, but per album.
I think we're gonna end up doing that someday because we love them so much.
Yeah, any
W-
excuse to
to talk
just
about
talk
them.
about the Strokes, I'll do it. And now we have the one and only Angles. I love this cover so much. It's so cool.
Hmm.
Like the colors, like it's so experimental.
And like the colors, I mean, I see like bright,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you can listen when you listen to the songs. They
Mm-hmm.
have like this brighter, poppier side
Yeah, for
than the
sure.
previous ones. Let's talk about the recording for this one because I think we've talked about the recording
Of everyone.
of the other
Yeah,
album,
go
but
ahead.
for this album, they had had a 5 year hiatus. Like
Okay.
everyone didn't. They went and do their own stuff.
Like imagine 3 albums, 5 years, and then 5 years nothing. Like what? I would be so
Yeah.
confused. Like, are they separating? That's like us with like a lot of bands right now.
No, I mean
That's
they
us right now, actually.
they probably needed a break and they went and did their own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they at the time they came back together, or at the time that they agreed to record another album, they kind of split into two groups. The
Okay.
band, one group was Julian.
Alone?
Yeah, it seemed like he didn't want to be like in this
Mm-hmm.
collaborative space with the rest of the band
Uh-huh.
members, and the rest of the band members, the other four, they wanted to collaborate and work together
Mm-hmm.
with this album. So for a lot of the songs, Julian actually recorded the vocals
Mm-hmm.
by himself somewhere else.
Uh-huh.
He sent the yeah, he sent the
Like the
vocals
the
to
voice
the
notes.
rest of the band, and the rest of the band created like added the instrumentation or whatever. So this is a lot more. Like this is completely different
Mm-hmm.
to the first three albums.
Oh, for sure.
Completely
For sure.
like brighter, poppier. They each brought like if they had put a little bit into of themselves into
Yeah.
first impressions. They tried something different. I don't know. I don't know how else to say it, but it's more electronic,
Uh-huh.
brighter. You have songs like Machu Picchu
You have songs like Undercover
of Darkness.
Darkness. It's so good. I
It's
love that
so
song.
good.
And I love the music video. It's like this
Yeah,
orchestra, like they're suited up. Everyone but Julian. Well,
of
he's
course.
kind of like, how do you call this when you're a little.
Like Maestro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't,
Uh-huh. And
I
it's
don't know.
such a good video, such a good song.
Mhm.
Don't go. No, no.
What
Like
a song.
the lyrics hit hard, and Machu Picchu is so good.
So good.
We were lucky enough to go to Machu Picchu, and the only thing that was going through my brain was this stroke
Was the
song.
song. Also, two kinds of happiness, like
So good.
ba, 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 like
So different. Like it's not like this dark guitar anymore.
uh-huh.
It's like this poppy guitar, like this
Yes.
fun guitar.
Let's like guys, let's have fun.
Let's have fun.
Also, Gratisfaction.
Ooh, so good.
It
So
makes you
good.
want to be like this,
Like bouncing your
but
head up
happy.
and down. Yeah, but in a happy way.
Yeah, and I mean, this album, as you said, it has some great songs, but yeah, they were working in those two groups, right?
Yeah, I mean, it worked. It's fine.
It worked. Yeah.
If that makes them happy, they can be all of them in separated rooms. But there's this theory, let's say theory because it's not a fact and maybe somebody invented it. They say they say the album is called Angles
Uh huh.
because because it has a different angle. What was it? They were
Oh yeah, because everyone has like their own perspective.
Yeah, like
Like
their own perspective, like their own angle.
they
So
were all looking at like
the
at it
band,
from
yeah.
different angles, like the band members.
So that's something
I like the theory.
yeah, let's just say it's true. But it's something to think about. But yeah, makes sense. Honestly, as I said before, great album. A little more different, a little more
Yeah,
experimental in the poppy side. Like it. Love when bands experiment and they don't like always
do the same.
do the same. Like yeah, like because bands can use the same formula,
Hmm.
like and just keep giving the
Yeah,
people
keep
what they
going
want.
at it. And I mean, the fans, they're gonna like it. Like when
Yeah.
you're the fan of a band, you like basically anything that they release.
Yeah, honestly, the Strokes can release something I don't like, but I'm still gonna like make myself like it.
Now, some great songs. Take him for a fool.
Yeah, so good.
Is another song I like. Life is simple in the moonlight.
So good. So good.
Again,
All of them are
we're
so
gonna end
good.
up reading the whole track
Yeah.
list of every album.
Let's go to the next one. The one and only Calm Down Machine. Simple cover, RCA in big letters. I mean, it has great songs too.
Great songs. You mentioned RCA. This was their last album in their contract with RCA, and it got very little promotion. I don't know why. Maybe they just wanted to be like on the down low.
Yeah, like yeah, we don't need
Yeah,
that. We don't need that marketing
yeah.
anymore.
But for this album, the guys went back to the studio and
Mhm.
worked more closely.
Mhm.
Again, like Julian and the other group,
Okay.
they went and worked in the studio.
Mhm.
I think they were still doing like their own things. I think they even like lived in different cities, but
Okay.
they got together every once in a while to record it. And I think you can see a lot of 80s music influence
For
in
sure.
this album. Julian was really into like new wave synth driven
Mhm.
sounds. You can tell if you listen to his
Yeah,
2009.
you can totally tell in this album
No,
about.
and but if you listen to his solo album, Phrases for the Young,
Mhm.
you can tell that he was getting really into that stuff. And for example, a song I know you really like, One Way Trigger.
Oh, it's so good.
It kind of reminds me of like Take On Me
Uh-huh.
by Aha, like
Okay.
that vibe.
You're 100% right. I had never thought of that. I also love from this album Call It Fate, Call It Karma.
Oh yeah,
It's so good.
it's some like
And so different
so
from
different.
everything else they have done. Like,
It's understated, right? Like
yeah.
the vocals. Here's where this album has probably the slowest, the song with the slowest tempos.
Mm-hmm.
You have Call It Fate, Call
Mm-hmm.
It Karma. You got Comedown Machine. Like so, they brought the tempos down,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really great. It's
Chances
really
is also good, a
oof.
great song.
That's my favorite one from the album.
You hadn't even mentioned it.
I hadn't even mentioned it. Tap Out as
Tap
well.
Out is great.
But I mean,
Welcome to Japan is so
oh,
good
welcome to
too.
Japan. Like the songs have like this cinematic quality, like from the 80s, like
Mm-hmm.
kind of dramatic
Mm-hmm.
again. And yeah, it's a very good album. I think this is another one that's kind of divisive
Mm-hmm.
uh, between the fans. I think it's great. And yeah, they did it again.
They did it again. And it was released in 2013.
Hmm.
A great year for
Ooh,
music. A lot of releases. Some of my favorite releases AM by Arctic Monkeys, Random Access Memories by Daft Punk,
Modern Vampires,
Modern
the
Vampires
city.
of the City, Lord Pure
Hmm.
Heroine. And we're probably missing
Settle by
Settle by
Disclosure.
Disclosure. We're probably missing other few, but this album was part of that year. And honestly, fits perfectly.
Yeah.
It fits perfectly. But after this great album, they released the Future Present Past EP
Hmm.
in 2016, 3 years after.
Yeah, I think they were still like touring every once in a while, and they realized that people really wanted them to keep making music.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know if maybe they weren't ready compromise, like not compromise, but like they maybe weren't ready to go into the studio and do an LP again. They didn't want to commit.
Yeah, like
That's the
honestly,
word.
putting an album out, I feel like it's a lot of pressure, and it's not
Yes.
that like it's a big deal. Like this is gonna be in your in your discography for life. But
Yeah.
if you put a little an EP, I mean, you
It's
can work.
different. Like if
It's
people don't
different.
like it, you can just like, oh, they have a great discography. Oh, but there's this EP I don't like. But
It's the EP,
it's
you
the
know.
EP. But this EP is great.
Oh, this EP, it's honestly great. It could even be like an album, honestly.
Yeah, it has Thread of Joy
So
and
good.
also Oblivious. What a
Hmm.
song!
Yeah, that's a great, 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 great song. You
And
just showed it to me.
yeah, and I
And
think it works perfectly like a bridge between Comedown Machine and the album that was gonna come later.
oh, it's a perfect bridge. Are you ready to talk about the next album, brother?
This album is so special
It's so
for
special
us.
to us, actually. It's so special to us. We're gonna talk about the one and only, the thing that saved me from the pandemic. No vaccine or anything would have saved me like this
Mm-mm.
album did. We're gonna talk released in 2020. We're gonna talk about the one and only, the new abnormal. I have so many things to say about this album, but I'm gonna start going a few months back from its release. We both had tickets to go see them in a festival. We were so excited. I was like in this 7 month intense like strokes era, like
Yeah.
learn like sing like with obsessed with their songs. Like I feel like because we were going to the festival, I really, 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 really got obsessed with the strokes.
Mm-hmm.
We were listening to their songs, so pumped about this festival. We had tickets already, like even VIP and everything. And the week the pandemic started, they canceled the festival on us. Honestly, it's valid. I mean, if we went to that festival,
No,
we were gonna
it
get
was a
COVID.
right move.
It was the right move, but that made us so sad. I was actually so sad. I was so excited to see them. I
Yeah.
was so ready. We're talking about the same week. Like Friday was the festival, Monday they canceled it, something like that. And well, I was sad. I didn't know how I was gonna recover,
Mm-hmm.
but we got the enormous gift, the beautiful gift that after it's 7 years. After
Yeah.
7 years, we got a
So-
Strokes album. We got the new Abnormal, and I'm never gonna forget the first time we played it. We were in my bedroom, this same bedroom. I had my Marshall speaker, and we put the album. We waited for it to come out at midnight. We played the album, and the first time the adults are talking started,
Ooh.
I knew, I knew this album was gonna be what it is right
Yeah.
now. And it is what it is. It's a great album. It's one of the best albums that I feel like have been released in the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
adults are talking is so good.
If not the
Selfless.
best.
No, like yeah.
And we were blown away
No,
when
we
the
were
adults.
like no, I remember the look. Like the adults are talking and we just stared at each other like okay, this is gonna be lit. And we're
Uh-huh.
actually wearing the jerseys from the Adults Are Talking
Yeah,
music
music
video.
video.
And honestly, this album, I had it on repeat in the COVID pandemic. It's so good. It has so many great songs. Selfless, The Adults Are Talking, Brooklyn
Bridge
Bridge
to
to
chorus.
Chorus,
Yeah.
um,
Oh, to the Met.
Bad Decisions. Oh
Why are
wow.
Sundays so depressed? Eternal Summer.
Eternal Summer when I think of you.
No, but I mean, it's also important to say it had been 7 years, and their
Yeah.
last album had been Come Down Machine,
Mm-hmm.
which was like experimental and
Yeah.
different. So we didn't know the sound we were gonna get.
Yeah.
And what they did for this album is that they got producer Rick Rubin,
Uh-huh.
which is one of the most famous producers in the industry,
Uh-huh.
to work with them. And what he's famous for, he doesn't like go with a band and try to put them in a new direction
Uh-huh.
or find a new style.
Yeah.
He wants to get the best out of the style that they already have, right?
Okay.
So you can tell this album really was like it had a lot of that guitar driven rock from the first three albums,
Uh-huh.
but it also had like this like the synths and experimentation and like the polish.
This album is like every stroke album in an album,
Yeah,
you
in a
know?
blender. Yeah.
In a blend. Like you put all of the albums in a blender, Room on Fire, Come Down Machine, First
Hmm.
Impressions,
Yeah.
everything in a blender, and you press blend and you get the new abnormal.
What is your favorite song in the album? Commit.
Selfless.
Mine too.
I feel like it's like Julian like yearning, and like we don't
Mm-hmm.
get a lot of Julian in that
We
way,
don't.
and it's just so like it hits you in the heart.
Hits you so
It
hard.
makes you want to fall in love and like dedicate this song to someone, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, Selfless is great. And I feel like
It's one of my favorite top two the stroke songs with automatic stop.
they fight.
Yeah,
They be
they
fighting.
fight, but
It's so good.
oh my god, the guitars as well is that Nick Valencia and Albert Hammond Jr. are some they're
No,
they're
look,
so great.
I feel like we haven't said this. Nick Valenci, Abraham and Jr. on the guitars, they're out of this world. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Julian, amazing too.
He's a leader.
The
We
leader,
know
yeah,
that.
we know. But these guys, like, and I'm not only talking about them, I'm talking about Fab,
Yeah.
Nikolai,
Nicola.
like they're all great, and you really feel that instrumentation in the albums,
Yeah.
and like it's good for a reason. Like a band is good when you have it when they're like a team,
Uh-huh.
when they work together, and the Strokes are really that. Like you can the songs are not only the lyrics, the voice.
The voice.
No, for the Strokes, it's everything. The
Everything.
guitars, the drums, the bass, Julian's
Mhm.
voice, all together, 10 out of 10, perfect
And
mixture.
they're so good that they all stand out. Like if you listen to a song, it's not like sometimes you listen to a song, it's like, oh, where are the drums? Oh, I think they're like, no, here you can listen to everything
Yeah.
and everything is great.
And everything deserves attention. Like
Yeah.
you don't even know what to pay attention to the drums,
Mm-hmm.
Julian singing, like and honestly, I love Julian's vocals. Like I know you can't understand him sometimes, but his voice is so
Yeah. He even
recognizable.
forgets the lyrics
Yeah, he forgets the
sometimes.
lyrics, but honestly, I know people hate him. I know people love him. I find him iconic and I respect him for being himself.
You have to respect him.
He's a funny
You
guy.
have to respect him. Yeah. I love him.
And
I
he
love
loves
music.
music and I respect when
He's
you can really tell
passionate.
he loves music.
You can tell that even in the early albums when he's playing like cool, like
Yeah.
oh, you can tell that he's really passionate.
No, he's passionate, and if those albums were great, it's because of the creativity they had.
Uh-huh.
He had that
Their
grind,
drive.
their drive to make what they made, and
So please don't tell me they're nepo babies because we're
they're
gonna get
not
mad.
nepo.
We're
They
gonna
are
get mad.
nepo babies, and they probably use daddy's credit card, but it gave us the albums that we have now. So awesome, and maybe give me daddy's credit card too.
Now they're right where they deserve to be,
They got actually
according to their talent and
yeah,
grind.
they won rock album of the year at the
Yeah,
Grammys.
it was their first Grammy, right?
Their first Grammy, well deserved, honestly. Sometimes the Grammys they give out
Mhm.
Grammys to people that don't deserve it, but for this
Yeah,
one,
you said it.
it was well deserved. And honestly, this album, as I said already, it's so important to me. And honestly, all of the Strokes albums, especially The New Normal, Room on Fire, Is This It, First Impressions of Earth, they've been so important to me. I like if we ever do a ranking, that we're probably gonna have to do one. That's gonna be so hard for me. But they're all so special. They carry like this place in my heart.
Yeah,
And honestly, as I said it already, the Strokes, for me, they are so cool. Like if like I just love their branding, their aesthetic, their New York City, as I said already, leather jacket, skinny jeans, like they are so cool. Like these guys were probably cool since they were born. And as you said already, like Nepo babies, no Nepo babies, like they grinded and they are where they are
no,
because
but
of
I
it.
agree with you. Like some people, you can tell they're trying hard to
Yeah.
be cool. Like some people, they are already famous, and you can still like look at them and say like, "Oh my god!" Like probably his PR team told him to wear this or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
These guys, they don't care.
But they
They
were themselves.
Yeah, they're themselves, and I really appreciate them because of that. And I think that's what makes their music so authentic and so recognizable and so different to the rest of the bands. And The Strokes is one of those bands, like Vampire Weekend,
Mm-hmm.
that when you listen to a song by them, you can tell, oh yeah,
It's them.
it's them.
Either by their guitars, by Julian's voice, or
Mhm.
drums. Oh, it's because Albert Hammond with his white stats all the way
Oh,
to the top like this. It's just so
so
iconic. They're all
iconic.
so iconic. And all of them have like this iconic like outfit. And honestly, just looking at their music videos, I was looking at their music videos today. It makes you want to cry because like it's gonna sound so cringy, and I'm sorry, but they were so cool. Like Julian didn't even have to. Like he was not. He doesn't dance. Like he points and he grabs like the
Hmm.
mic in such a cool way, and he was just being himself. And ah,
They
what
don't need
else?
to dance. They don't need
They
to
don't need
walk
anything. They don't
around.
even need LED lights. They don't need
They
anything.
don't need anything. Just their music is enough.
And honestly, I consider them very smart guys. Like the first two albums, we forgot to mention this, but the first album, what was the producer's name? Do you remember?
Gordon Michael,
Okay,
I think.
Gordon was the guy that produced them in the first album. In the second album, they tried to change with Nigel, the Radiohead's producer. They didn't like the way he worked because he wanted to change the way the Strokes worked. So they went back
Hmm.
with
With
him,
Gordon.
with Orton and Gordon, and like they thought about their decisions. They weren't just like, yeah, well, let's just do it with this guy.
Yeah.
No, like they knew what they wanted. They knew who they were,
Yeah, yeah.
and well, they are the Strokes, brother.
And that's why they are the
The
Strokes.
one and only the Strokes. Like you don't even need an hour of explanation about this. Like if you like them, I feel like you
You
know,
already know.
you already know who they are. But honestly, I is there anything else you want to say?
Well, we can talk about like the band. So the band nowadays, this was released in 2020.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's been
Now
6 years.
they're doing the same thing they did to us from Comedown Machine
Yes,
to the new abnormal.
they do get together every once in a while to play in concerts.
Yeah,
They've done festivals
yeah,
as
they
well.
they actually did a tour with the Red Hot Chili Peppers and they opened for them.
I
What?
can't believe it.
What? I was like, what openers? Excuse me.
They're so much better than the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm sorry.
Not true. But
Yeah, and there's been rumors that they have worked in the studio
mhm.
and new stuff over the years. Like in 2022,
Mhm.
Rick Rubin said that they had been in a recording session together in
Mhm.
Costa Rica,
Mhm.
but that was like in 2022, and
Mhm.
there hasn't been any
No
official
sign.
announcement. It's been 4 years, so maybe they didn't like
Maybe
what
they're
came of that.
maybe they're changing of producers again.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll see what happens. I know that they are all doing their own stuff in their free time as well. And
Yeah.
Julian has said that he likes to focus on the Voids more,
Mhm.
his other band, because he has more like freedom, like
Mhm.
creative freedom. And okay, I can respect that.
Valid.
I hope that they get back together and release some new music. But as long as they're still doing concerts,
I'm fine with that.
I'm gonna be happy because I know you also really want to see them
No,
again.
I'm crossing my fingers that they headline like ACL or not ACL because they had headline last year, but like Corona Capital or one
Yeah,
of those festivals that we love.
we will be
We
there.
will be there. No, and I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say it again. The Strokes live, that's the best concert I've ever been to,
Hmm.
and
Me too.
it's an out of this world experience. And well, I love the guys. I know you love them too. I hope if you're watching this episode, you love
You
them
love them.
too. And I feel like you guys can tell that we're so passionate about this band, and we can honestly talk about hours for this band. But we're just so lucky to have them.
Hmm.
And indie rock OGs, indie rock staples.
There wouldn't be the indie rock as we know it today if it wasn't for the Strokes.
And as I said already, Alex Turner said it once, and I'm gonna say it again. All my life. No, he didn't say all my life, but I'm gonna add that. All my life, I just wanted to be one of the Strokes.
Me too. Me
Oh.
too. Me too.
Well, guys, thank you for watching and subscribe if you like this video. And please like and comment. What is your favorite Strokes album? What's your favorite era of them? And is there anything else you want to say, brother?
I love them. I love them. I love them so much.
Please come to the
Please come.
podcast, Julian Casablancas, Albert, Nikolai, all of you
Please,
guys.
we need you. No,
I'll give you housing.
no, really. Thank you guys for being here, and I hope you liked the podcast today.
And see you next time on the record room. Bye bye. Thank you.